Remember the punchy hook of Alea blasting out and the chanting along chorus of Love is Like a Rock, staples of early 1980s rock radio and MTV. And they still surface on the classic radio playlist today. So what happened to Donnie Iris? Why did an artist with such momentum and potential seem to fade from the national spotlight so quickly? We'll take a look at that coming up next on Music Meanderings. I'm Mike Lamneck. It is Music Meanderings. Won't you take the time to please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below? Always like to know what you think. Well, Donnie Iris was born in 1943 in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and raised in the blue-collar town of Elwood City. Now, like many rockers of his generation, he came of age in the 1960s and absorbed a lot of the sounds of early rock and roll. Of course, there was the British invasion, pop, and American soul all mixed up together there. His first brush with fame came as the lead singer of the Jaggers. Now, who remembers their 1970 number 2 hit single, The Rapper? Now, I sure do, because it was one of my favorites to play when I was DJing in oldies radio in that format. Now, the Jaggers unfortunately struggled to follow up their hit single, and over the next several years, Iris, he decided to work just as a songwriter, kind of as a session musician, and then he joined up with the funk rock band Wild Cherry in 1978 to play on what would be their fourth and final album. No, he didn't play on Play That Funky Music. He came after that. But his association with Wild Cherry did prove to be important because it led him to meet his future bandmate, and that's Mark Avsek, who was playing keyboards for Wild Cherry at the time. So when Wild Cherry broke up, then Avsek and Donnie Iris formed the Cruisers. Iris, with that geeky kind of Buddy Holly look, leaned into a harder-edged blue-collar rock on their first album, 1980's Back on the Streets, released on a small Cleveland, Ohio label. The success of the single Aaliyah got them a 5-record deal with MCA Records. The song became a national hit, going all the way up to the top 40 chart and pushing the album into the number 29 spot on the Billboard album chart. The follow-up album, King Cole, was released in 1981, and that contained another big hit single, an MTV favorite, in Love is Like a Rock. The song My Girl became their biggest hit on the Hot 100, peaking at number 25. It doesn't seem to have the staying power of the other songs, though. While the song Sweet Merrily charted on the rock track chart at number 31. However, the album itself was less successful than the debut, stalling at number 84 on the album chart. Now, after a long tour promoting those first 2 albums, the band released The High and Mighty, their 3rd record. That came out in 1982. And it's kind of the beginning of their downward slide. The band, however, had cultivated a loyal fan base, particularly in the Midwest and Northeast of the U.S. They continued to tour and release new material. The album Fortune 410 followed in 1983, and No Muss, No Fuss was released in 1985. Neither produced a big hit single, though, or sold very well. The drummer and bassist then left to join a new group. Around the same time, founding member Mark Avsek released a solo project under the name of Cellarful of Noise. Donnie Iris and the Cruisers returned to the studio in 1986 and recorded a new album titled Cruise Control. However, a lawsuit with the band's former label, MCA, resulted in the record not being released. In fact, to this date, much of that record has not been released. By the early 1990s, Iris had a side hustle to his music career. He started a mortgage company that he ran for nearly 20 years. Donnie Iris and the Cruisers returned to the studio in 1992 to release their first album containing new material since 1985. It's called Out of the Blue. It was a compilation containing older hits and new material. Failed to do very well, though. The band continued to tour around Pennsylvania and Ohio and put out another album in 1993, Foot Soldier in the Moonlight. The band continued to tour throughout the 90s. That's one thing that's been consistent with them. And Avsek even reunited with Iris for a while. The 2006 album, Elwood City, was, of course, a tribute to Donnie Iris's hometown, Elwood City, Pennsylvania. Now, June 17th, 2006 was a big date for Donnie Iris. He was recognized throughout Lawrence County, Pennsylvania as Donnie Iris Day. And the Christmas album, cleverly titled Alleluia, came out in 2010. February 2015, Iris was recognized with the Pittsburgh Rock and Roll Legends Award and inducted into the Pittsburgh Music Hall of Fame. Pretty cool. Donnie Iris's 80th birthday bash was a major sold-out concert held on Saturday, March 11th, 2023 at the UPMC Event Center in Moon Township, Pennsylvania, celebrating his February 28th milestone birthday. Shortly after that birthday show, though, it was discovered that he had bladder cancer, resulting in some rescheduling and show cancellations. Donnie Iris had successful surgery and treatment and was soon back on the road. Can't keep him off the road for long. He and his band have Pennsylvania and Ohio dates scheduled for 2026. You can keep in touch with them on their official Facebook page. So what happened to Donnie Iris and the Cruisers? Well, like many of the classic rock acts that we talk about, nothing really. They never went away. They might have faded from the mainstream spotlight, but they remained active, still recording, still playing for fans, doing live shows, and he just celebrated his 80th birthday and continues to tour around the area. I remember seeing Donnie Iris back in the early 80s when they were an opening act for Cheap Trick. Put on a great show. Well, what do you think about Donnie Iris? Have you seen them? Did you see them in the past? Have you seen them recently? Please comment below, subscribe to the channel, and check back for more music meanderings.